Hi, I'm Neil Singal from College Independence, and we are here today in the Hub to interview some people, interview some students for the government shutdown and their opinions on Obamacare and the Affordable Health Care Act. Let's see what we find out. So, what do you think about the government shutdown and how has it affected you?
Personally, I don't know much about the government shutdown and all the reasons and everything that happened and caused it, but I know that it affected me personally because for one of my class projects, we were required to use government websites to calculate different aspects of the project, and clearly we weren't able to get on those websites when it was shut down.
So how do you guys feel about the fact that Penn State might no longer allow students to work multiple jobs on campus in order to comply with the Affordable Health Care Act?
I just don't really think that's fair to students, because if they're able to handle two jobs and they have that desire to do two jobs, they should be able to do it. I know I've worked two jobs before, and you make more money. Like, it's something that you want to do, you know what I mean? And I don't think students should be punished just because they have that desire.
What do you think about the government shutdown as well as the Affordable Health Care Act in addition to the failure of the website?
I'd say that the biggest thing that stands out to me is the crashing of the website. I don't know how something like that could happen on such a high up level, such a national level, and have people, everybody's blaming everybody else, and I hear that the person responsible wasn't even fired. I really don't think enough action was taken on that, and I feel like people aren't taking fault for it. I feel like people are scapegoating, people are throwing the blame, and nobody's actually accepting responsibility for what happened.
What do you think about the government shutting down as well as the Affordable Health Care Act, the website failing?
Well, obviously, the government shouldn't be shutting down. That's a clear failure on the part of people in office. But it's definitely more of a political move. It seemed like people were definitely intentionally trying to shut it down to make a statement. I definitely support making the statement. Obviously, the rollout of the Affordable Care Act didn't go too well, but I think there are better ways to make that statement as well.
I think the government shutdown was a complete catastrophe, politically speaking, because it shouldn't have happened in the first place. The Affordable Care Act was passed, and this was merely an attempt by the Republicans to stall what was already in place. Quite frankly, it was very immature for the Republicans to try to block something that was passed, and it also shows how, quite frankly, pathetic the political situation is on both sides. Something like this shouldn't be pulled at all, because it threatens the wages of average Americans, but it doesn't threaten the wages of the senators and congressmen. Something like this shouldn't have happened, and it's something that they shouldn't pull again to try to stop something that was passed in the first place.